The only reason I repeat myself so much is because I'm trying to document the frustration. I'm trying to get the people to actually confirm and admit what's going on. And just guess which trainee didn't graduate.
On an extremely limited budget.
Wait, before you keep talking, I just want you to know I've been recording myself. I'm trying to document as much of my experience here as possible, so I don't want to be recording you without your knowledge.
I don't care if you record it.
Okay.
Go and show. Please go and show Bikram.
I guess you wanted to go to bed. And even though I'd closed my eyes to rest, hoping that you would fall asleep and the sound of the ocean and humming traffic outside would create a buffer, so we wouldn't have...
Notice the Me Too movement. The Me Too moment where I'm trying to express that I've been through a lot in my life. Notice what my fellow female's response is. She graduated with colors. I was so beaten by these people. Oh my God.
Hear each other's every tiny move and cough, etc. But once again, you decided the window would be shut, along with not one curtain, but both curtains. So I felt horribly claustrophobic the whole night. I got a good night's sleep for the most part,
Yeah,
but...
you did.
But, okay, I was snoring apparently.
Yeah.
But,
All nights.
okay. But... along with one curtain, but both. So I wasn't able to see out the windows, which, was sort of a drag for me. No big deal. Not as bad as snoring all night. Even though I asked you to leave my light on, and I had my books open, my bed, you came over and shut it off while I was dozing. When I awoke, I discovered that I'd mailed the wrong disc, important stuff needed to Netflix, blah, blah, blah. Went downstairs, I might be able to retrieve, purposely not calling from test. So I had a little crisis I had to deal with. I didn't call from here so as not to wake you up. And when I finally came back, in a totally dark room, even the front hall light was out, you told me even the small light from my little laptop bothered you. And worst of all, told me, a 46-year-old woman, it was time for bed. So I ended by saying, I've been raped, stolen from, left for dead in my life.
Would you like to go and lodge a complaint?
2 more sentences.
Because please do that. Please go and lodge a complaint.
I don't want to.
Go and do it, because you are so full of crap. Don't think for 1 minute I am going to let you steal my peace with your peculiar, ridiculous behavior. Don't think for 1 minute I'm going to let that happen.
I was hoping...
I am here on an extremely limited budget.
Wait, before you keep talking, I just want you to know I've been recording myself. I'm trying to document as much of my experience here as possible, so I don't want to be recording you without your knowledge.
I don't care if you record it.
Okay.
Please go and show Bikram and Registry what you've just said.
I just asked you that I wanted to express how I felt my first 24 hours here and being told to go to bed when I just wanted to study with a little light on. And
I'm not studying. You are just writing a whole bunch of stuff. You are using every excuse not to study. Don't even think you're going to use this for me.
Why would I want to ruin this for you?
I don't know, you have your own agenda. Your behavior is very strange.
In what way?
Just the way you walked into the room on the first night, everything. When you said you felt unwelcome, I was fast asleep. How can that be unwelcoming? I was fast asleep.
Okay, so I didn't want to have an argument. That's why I thought we should just say how we felt, and maybe we could get past so that we could be comfortable together. But now we've started to argue, and so...
I'm not arguing with you. You are full of crap, and I am not going to take it. You are not going to steal my piece and ruin this teacher training for me.
Okay.
I'm going to allow that. So
Okay.
if you would like to go and complain to them, that's fine.
I didn't want to lodge a complaint. I want to concentrate on yoga and on my little cot and give you most of the room to be comfortable and just keep to my peace. But to be told to go to bed when I was not making any noise and just had the light on from my computer.
You switched the light on at least 4 or 5 times last night. Off and on, off and on, off and on.
Throughout the night?
11:30 till 1:30. In and out with your drama that you were having.
So,
you know what? When I'm not going to discuss it with you, I've had enough already.
So what should we do? I mean, maybe there's something we can do.
You've got to learn to be respectful. You've got to learn that.
Oh my God. You're going to teach me how to be respectful.
No, I'm not going to teach you to be respectful. That is not my job, and I do not want to do that.
So, just getting down to the nitty-gritty, my goal is to create a home for myself where I can come in and have a feeling of sanctuary and be comfortable, but...
Yeah, but you're not going to disturb it for me.
But you're disturbing it for me, and I'm trying to find a way to express that. I don't mean to upset you. I would be willing to move. I mean, I could end up moving to a worse situation. I don't know what the best thing is. I don't want to make this a priority. I want to concentrate on yoga, obviously. So, obviously your reaction, I upset you, and I am sorry that I upset you. That was not my intention, and I tried to preface that if I sounded a little bit catty or intense, it's early and I'm writing, and I wanted to try to say this without it escalating into this. So I don't know what I could have done.
Okay, you know what? Too many words. Too many words. You're way too wordy. Please just get on with your yoga, learn your dialogue as quietly as you possibly can, and just get on with the yoga. Stop making such a goddamn fuss.
Well, I would like to go about how I feel comfortable, and maybe for the first week we could see that we could adjust to each other.
You want to study? I do not want the TV on. I cannot study with the TV on, and I don't believe that anybody can, to be honest.
I'm not sure that you're hearing me. Right, but we can't tell each other what to do, especially when it comes to being able to watch a sunrise.
I didn't say anything to you this morning. I was asleep when you went out this morning.
When I look out the window...
So I'm going to turn over in my bed?
This is my point. I don't know if I upset you, but the feeling is that I upset you. When I went to open the curtain a little bit...
Asleep, God damn it! You don't know if you upset me when you came in on Friday night. I was fast asleep.
Actually, we spoke for about 20 minutes when I first came in.
Not because of me. Because of you.
We spoke to say hello to each other.
Yeah, that's fine. I was quite fine with that. But you woke me up. Don't say that I made you feel unwelcome when I was fast
So
asleep.
after traveling for 25 hours, I should have stayed in the lobby until 6 a.m.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying you are saying that I made you feel unwelcome when you came in. I was fast asleep. How can I possibly have made you feel unwelcome?
It was a feeling, and that's what feelings are.
Well, that is it.
Well, why did I not spend the night in my own room the first
I
night?
have no idea. I was fast asleep.
She's reading the newspaper. Thanks to Mark Crawford, I lost the original.
You apologized for using both of the closets.
Yeah, I did. I know I spoke to you, but you woke me up and I spoke to you for a few minutes. That's fine. Then I went back to sleep. I have no idea what happened to you after that.
Because I'd been traveling and wanted to kick back a little bit, and I didn't want to disturb you, so I ended up spending the night.
Please, give me a break.
Because you're upset. So now I'm on my computer, and now you're upset again, and without giving me fair warning, you attacked my computer.
You know what? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get us both kicked out of this training? Is that what your intention is?
Why would I get kicked out? I'm in bed to myself, and you're freaking out, waking up the neighbors.
You're damn right.
And you think I deserve to be thrown out?
You're damn right. I'm freaking out, Raina.
Do you think that I need to have $10,000 down the drain
You're a smart girl.
because
You're a really smart girl.
because why? Because I'm quietly in my bed in the dark.
I just have to say, a real quick note. Claire told Craig Villani that I had threatened to, I don't know if she used the word hurt or kill her children. This was the day after the shooting at Virginia Tech, and it was on the news, and she was screaming about, you Americans and your guns, and like to me, I represented this violence to her. And so somewhere in her screwed up head, I didn't even know she had children. I know nothing about this woman's personal life, and yet somehow she conveyed to Craig Villani, who was the supervisor, whatever you call him, the head staff guy, Bikram's assistant, that I had threatened to kill her children. It was like, implied this horrid violence. And when I asked her about it later, I have that phone call. I gotta try to put all this together one day. But she said, the past is the past. And I couldn't get her to admit whether that was something Craig embellished based on what she said. Because I thought this is an investment for everybody. She was some sort of banker, and she had a family. And so if this training was somehow jeopardized, that would mean, I was threatening her livelihood, maybe. I thought, how did that, if that's what she said, get turned into I threatened to kill her children? And Craig is known to be violent. I think I even have pictures of him taking Itzhak Garcia by the neck and holding him up against the wall. I mean, this is in front of 300 people. This is not something, I can't prove. And so, but the point, so I thought Craig just made that up to intimidate me, play these mind games that they do there. And but when I called her on the telephone after training, oh, hi, how are you? Yeah, da 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 da. So just let me understand what happened. And she wouldn't own up to it, and she didn't deny it either. So, I mean, how fucked up is that? story of my life.
Doing something on my computer, but you told me it was okay.
It's not now.
Right, but this is not how you...
And it's not, because I can't sleep on my...
Oh, and so that was how Claire changed roommates. And it was funny because I think we lasted 2 weeks. And the only reason this is so chatty and talky is because I was trying to show that I wasn't doing anything. And I was peaceful and calm the whole time. These guys were the maniacs. And the point was Claire got her way, got to change rooms. And I just wanted to focus on the yoga, and she and I were actually in a good place. I remember hugging because we had such a great class the last time I saw her. Next day, they stick me with someone they called the tarantula. And Bikram called her, had a funny name for it, I can't remember right now. But the point is, this is the new roommate. And so I'm sitting in the dark. My laptop is open. That's the only light in the room. She slams it down, literally, like screaming, walks over, pushes the top of my computer down while I'm on it, in bed. And instead of just letting me study for a few minutes, because we have a test the next day, this is how they spend their time. And these are the maniacs that Bikram saw fit to graduate without any issue, because they were bad-mouthing me to protect themselves, thinking I was gonna, complain. I just wanted to be left alone anyway.
You need to be a little bit... You need to give me fair warning. You can't just come over and hit my computer. Okay, I just got in 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, that's not my fault.
And I'm looking over this one page for anatomy test in the morning.
Why not just say that to me? Why not just communicate that to me when I ask you nicely? Why start this whole energy instead of just saying, you know what, Vic? I'm just going over my notes for 5 minutes and then I'm closing the light. No, but you don't want to say that. Oh, I'm doing a jig and da-da-da-da. Provoking, instigating.
I sat down, I've started reading.
You know what? You're perfect right now.
And you
everyone
started
else is
fighting.
screwed up, right?
I sat down on my bed,
Good night.
I started looking over my notes, and you started screaming. That's why I want this recorded. Maybe if you hear yourself, you'll see that I'm just being quiet, hoping
and pissed off.
that you...
I have every right to be. Okay? Now please just get your studying down the next 5 minutes and turn off the lights.
Why couldn't that have just happened by itself? Because you came over and said, isn't it late to be studying? Can you please turn off the light? Well, I'm sitting here, obviously, just going over some notes. I'm in bed. I'm getting ready. I'm winding down. And you started screaming.
Why not just say that to me? Why not just say, you know what, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm winding down. I'll be closing the light in 5 minutes. Instead of, oh, I knew I'm doing a jig. Some nasty little retort that was uncalled for. And you fucking know it.
That was in reaction to you talking like this.
Isn't it, Raina?
Yeah.
Oh, leave me alone. You're driving me fucking nuts.
Just by sitting here,
Shut up!
looking at my notes, it drives you nuts.
Bitch. I don't care. Leave me alone. Just turn off the light.
But let's just get that straight, and I will turn off the light. I sat down while you were in the bathroom. I'm in my pajamas. I'm looking at my notes. I'm not speaking. I'm keeping to myself. I'm being quiet. And you suggest the way a mother might that it's too late for me to be studying.
All I said is
And we have we've had this conversation like every single day, like 3 times a day.
Provoking, antagonistic manner, okay?
I haven't even raised my voice and you've called me a fucking bitch like 16 times. So how did I antagonize? What did I do? So, okay, I said I'm doing a jig in sarcasm to you saying how nasty I am.
I don't need it. If you want to communicate with me in a decent adult way, I'm open to that. But I'm not open to your little games.
What game did I play? I'm studying the endocrine system
I
in
want
my
you to,
bed.
yeah, not no, because it's 12:30 at night now. I left, listen.
We both just put
You
ourselves
kicked
to
me
bed.
out, basically, of my own hotel room. You said, "Oh, are you going to be here all night?" So I was.
Because you've been here all day.
Listen, it's not. I can stay here 24/7 if I want.
But that was because I was quietly on my bed starting to study my dialogue to myself, and you came over and interrupted me and said, if you're not watching the TV, I'm going to turn it off.
That's right, because I'm here on a yoga training. Not here to watch fucking TV.
And I said I just had it on at a low volume so it could create a buffer between us.
Okay? I
Right.
don't want to hear the TV on.
But we're trying to not tell each other what to do and trying to coexist.
Listen to me. I asked you nicely if we were going to turn out the light, and you started in with your bullshit again.
My bullshit consists of not saying anything and it drives you crazy, am I right?
I think it's pretty rude when I ask you something nicely and you ignore me, yes. I don't think that's a good way to communicate with
But
you.
see, two adults telling
that's
each
a
other...
shitty way to be, Raina.
But two adults telling each other...
Passive-aggressive, that's what you are.
Two adults telling each other it's time to go to... an adult telling another adult it's time to go to bed.
It's 12:30 at night, we have to get up for yoga. I don't want to be exhausted all week again, Raina, please.
See, I have a test in the morning and I was going to take 5 minutes to look at my notes.
Don't say that to me.
Because isn't it obvious?
I'm doing a little jig.
Isn't it obvious?
No, it isn't. It isn't obvious to me because I don't know how you behave. It seems that you go out of your way to provoke me and try and rile me up.
But
you do a good job.
But let me get this straight. I put on my pajamas, I came into bed, I have the light on, I'm looking at my notes before I go to sleep, and you tell me it's too late to be studying. But that is what happened, am I right? But that is what happened. That is what happened. But that is what happened, right? I didn't say a word. I got into bed. I'm looking at my notes, and you came over and told me it's too late to be studying. Am I right?
I didn't say that. I said it's 12:30. I'd like to go to bed. Can we please turn off the light now?
Right, but I'm sitting here in the light looking at my notes for a few minutes before I go to bed, and that should be obvious to you.
No, nothing. It's not. Sorry.
Okay.
It's stupid.
Okay.
See, explain to me.
But that's because you keep doing this, and I would think you'd see it's obvious that it's not your place to tell me what to do. You need to lay down, relax, start to go to sleep, and you can be sure that in the next 10-15 minutes, I'm following
I
suit.
can be sure, can I? Is that right?
Well, isn't that what usually happens? Or have I been having parties and blasting the TV and how many minutes of TV have I been watching that's driving you so crazy? Maybe 10?
You're a game player and you're passive aggressive.
A game player?
Yes. You try and play psychological.
What would be the point of that?
You're passive aggressive.
What would be the
You're
point?
moody as shit. One minute you're really friendly, the next minute you're sullen and there's a negative energy. You're a very difficult person to be around, okay? Now, I'd like to go to sleep now, please. It's 12:30 at night. Could you please turn off the light?
Well, since
Now,
you
this
used my
person would
5
say,
minutes...
Victoria, I'm going to be done in 5 minutes. And then I would say, okay, fine. But no, you have to do your little jiggy, little shitty, little instigating bullshit crap.
Notice that all you have is saying that little jig thing.
One thing.
The
You're
little
driving
jig
fucking
thing.
crazy. Now, I'm not going to let you ruin my trip here.
Are you
okay?
sure you're not already crazy?
That could be true. You make me even crazier. How's that? Now turn off the light, Freda, so I can go to sleep.
So the 5 minutes that I needed, you just used up. So I'm gonna look at my notes, and you're probably gonna start to fall asleep, and the light will be off very soon. How does that sound? I'm sitting here in the dark with my laptop, and
Not dark.
you just came over and smashed my computer down.
I didn't smash your computer.
You went to
I went
push my
go
computer
to
down when I'm in the middle of working. What do you call that?
Because it's time to go to sleep.
I'm in the dark with my computer in bed, and you just hit my computer twice. That's crossing the line.
Take me to court, okay? And just turn off your computer and then you can take me to court. But now I'm so agitated.
You didn't ask me if I could put you.
I asked you a million times! A million times I pleaded with you! I can't sleep!
Is this your hormones?
Yeah, whatever. Just turn off your fucking computer.
Victoria, I'm serious. No.
You're just doing it to bug me. That's why you're doing it.
I'm seriously concerned, and if you can't see that what you just did is a little bit too much.
Is that right? It is. I'm fucking crazy now. You're driving me nuts.
You just almost, you could have broken my computer. You don't know what I'm working on.
Don't fucking embellish it.
You came to my bed and went to push my computer
That's
down.
right. I went to close your computer. I've been asking you to turn off your computer so we can go in, so I can sleep.
The last thing you said to me was you don't mind if I look at my computer.
Well, you know what? I can't sleep on my
Okay,
back, Raina.
so you don't let me know that you changed your mind. You just come over and turn off my computer?
I asked you.
And how much time did you give me to turn it down? 30 seconds?
Well, you tend to, you like to do this thing where you ignore me.
So how much time did you give me? 45 seconds?
That's one of your games.
Okay, I'm on my computer to myself and you just came over.
Raina, can't we go to sleep now, please?
Do you not see what you just did?
Can't we please go to sleep now? It's late.
Well, now I'm afraid to be in the same room with you. So now we really do have to talk to Antonia.
Okay, well go talk to her so I can sleep.
But when I tell her what you just did, you'll deny it.
Yes.
Why? Because it's not the truth?
Well, you're gonna tell her I came over and slammed your computer shut, right?
Isn't that what you did?
No, listen, please! What do I have to do? What do I have to do to get you to just let me go to sleep? What do I have to do? Why are you doing this? Why? Why are you doing this? Is this giving you satisfaction? Is it?
Why would you think that?
Because I think
I'm afraid. I'm afraid and I don't know how to solve this problem. I'm sure she'd love to hear me knocking on her door at 1 o'clock.
You're creating this.
I'm in bed with my computer and you...
Rena, you know what? It's after 1 o'clock at night.
So, the only reason that I was trying to get her to admit what she did and to demonstrate what I was having to live with, that's the only reason that I am continuing to talk. And also, I was afraid. I mean, the woman was out of her mind, and yet, isn't it amazing that this woman and Victoria and Claire both graduated without any incident because they weren't the ones there on scholarship. It's always about money. When you don't have money, you become everybody's bitch. And I tried to keep to myself, but these people enjoy, trashing someone that they're... I mean, I had a recording of what happened. I tried to ask the staff, for advice, for help, but, they don't want to hear it. And frankly, they have to hear stuff from a lot of people. So I tried to deal with it myself. But when nobody believes you, that's why you whip out the camera once in a while. But I do feel like people have hated me much of my whole life because I've been walking around with a camera for the past 30 years, almost, at least 25 years, 93, 26, 27 years. I got my first camera for exactly this reason. My parents were kind of like this, not as bad as her, but I had an angry Italian father who, I'm sure he wasn't that bad, but as bad as this, but I don't know, I guess you learn to just take it all in stride. But I was pretty amazed that I remained as calm as I did. It's not like I don't have a temper, but I never did anything to these people. I remained calm always, and all she could complain about was that I said, I'm doing a jig. That was all I said, and it was sarcastic, but that was it because she, was always insulting. Anyway, this is tedious enough to have to listen to this because I think it repeats. This is unfortunately the only copy I have left, thanks to my neighbors in Peekskill who broke into my electrical closet and sent a surge, so the computer that had all this original footage on it is pretty much lost. I was never able to, I never had the money to fix it, but I'm sure at this point, it's been since 2012 they blew it up, so that's history. But once again, it was the same thing with my neighbors, and I will never understand how I have been so royally fucked over in my life by this kind of insanity. And all I've ever tried to do is keep to myself, have a little yoga studio. But when people know your vulnerabilities, this is what people do to each other. So that's why I'm never on board with, like what happened, the most recent shooting, the tragedy of it all. No one wants to understand the details, and the unfairness, and take a look in the mirror. Because at my age, my entire adult life, I have lived with people like this. And when you don't have money and you find yourself, having to be put up by people, sleeping on couches, or when you're under the same roof is what I'm trying to say, that's when you get to know people that you think seem so nice, in the normal world. That's why I laugh, and news media interviews some nice poor people, good luck. Go under the same roof for 24 hours, even less, and you'll see all of the oddity, the perversion, the cruelty, the way they really treat their children. Anyway, I didn't mean to do a soliloquy there. This is almost over, and I apologize for it repeating itself, and I can't imagine anyone is even still listening anymore. And I can't believe how much of my life I've had to waste just begging for somebody to tell me why. I've never had big dreams. I fell in love with a couple people that were, out of reach. But I never really wanted anything in life. I never strived to have a lot of money. I wanted to be a yoga teacher with a yoga studio. How hard is that? Let me just take a moment to say, fuck you, Bikram Shudri, who, to this day, I believe, somehow found a way, whether it is just a curse, or whether he did find a way to, put poison on my doorknob, whatever. My health is so shot. I have nothing. I'm obese, I'm crippled, I'm arthritic. I've aged, literally, practically overnight. I always think of that 2004 poisoning in the Ukraine. I can't remember the guy's name. I want to say Shchenko, Victor. I don't know if that was the guy that poisoned or the guy that got poisoned. I can never remember their names. Anyway, ode to me.
You were in a hotel room with someone else.
It's 107.
Yes, it's 107. It's time. Don't you understand you're with someone? You're being totally inconsiderate. Okay? It's 1 in the morning.
You
have
just-
to get up for
you-
it.
Keep in mind, I was in bed with the covers over my legs, with my laptop open, and all the lights in the room were off. And instead of just letting me study for a minute, this woman walks over, smashes my computer down. So I'm just trying to document what happened. So I didn't do this to her every day. I was mostly very quiet.
With someone else.
It's 107.
Yes, it's 107. It's time. Don't you understand you're with someone? You're being totally inconsiderate.
Oh, a quick fuck you to Antonia, too. Because I thought if I could show her what I was putting up with, they would be sympathetic. But they hated me because I secretly recorded somebody. That made me the evil bad person.
Okay? It's 1 in the morning.
You
have
just-
to get up for a
you-
yoga class. Okay? You fucking bitch. God almighty! Help me! Please, God, help me deal with this situation. God, help me, please.
I must have misunderstood because you told me it was okay that the light from my computer would be all right.
It's not because you know what?
Okay, but you did say that.
And then I said, look, you said you were going to be 5 minutes! And that was at 12:30! It's now 10 after 1!
That was when I was studying the endocrine system, which I'm not allowed to do because you're upset. So now I'm on my computer, and now you're upset again, and without giving me fair warning, computer.
You know what? I'm going down to the podcast. You know what? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get us both kicked out of this training? Is that what your intention is?
Why would I get kicked out? I'm in bed to myself, and you're free.
Wait, let me just say real quick. Jane Karsh from Bikram, Yorktown, was also calling the staff and telling them that I should not be allowed to be there. I should not be in training, that I was a dangerous person, and that she had to file a police report. Or I think she even used the words restraining order, which is not true. There was just this one bogus police report, which is almost comical when you read it, because you could tell the cop could tell she was full of shit. And I even brought this with me, and I wanted to, share it with someone in case, but I also just didn't even want to think about it. So I was always trying to just, take the high road, get past all of the negative, but I was always dragged down into this shit, and I didn't do anything. These are spiteful, vindictive women, and they all are like successful yoga teachers. It's amazing. And I just got screwed.
Out waking up the neighbors,
You're damn right.
and you think I deserve to be thrown out?
You're damn right. I'm freaking out, Raina.
But you think that I need to have $10,000 down the drain
You're a smart girl.
because
You're a really smart girl.
because why? Because I'm quietly in my bed in the dark doing something on my computer,
The computer light's keeping me awake.
but you told me it was
Now
okay.
it's not now.
Right, but this is not how you.
And it's not, because I can't sleep on my
But
stomach.
you need to be a little
I can't
bit.
sleep on my stomach, alright?
You need to give me fair warning. You can't.
I don't know if this is clear. She literally said, turn off the light. So I turned off the light, and that the computer light was okay. But then she jumps out of bed because the computer light was not okay, walks over to the bed, and smashes the top of my computer down. I mean, literally, it doesn't just close it shut. She, goes to hit it. And, when I listen to this, it amazes me what I had to put up with.
Came over and hit my computer.
Raina, I can't sleep with the computer.
I'm reading at the night table at my bed, and you're
so mean.
you're
You're just a
freaking
mean
out.
girl.
I just got in 15 minutes ago. I'm reading at my night.
I don't care. It's 10 to 1. I'm not interested in you wanting 5 more minutes. I want to go to sleep now. Thank you. And I have every right. Do you understand? This is my room too. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's 1:45. And I asked for a few more minutes, and
I was out of the room from 8:30 till 11.
Okay, but
on
I'm
your behalf.
and
You had plenty of time with your computer while I was downstairs.
I was downstairs doing dialogue with people
Now you
until
come and you wait till this time at night to keep the light on. Thanks.
I just spent barely 10 minutes looking at my notes, and
Such a bitch, Raina.
and you're freaking out, and
You're so fucking nasty. I
and
don't know what your problem is.
waiting for you to
You are
see.
so nasty. Oh man.
So that was all because it's a funky edit. It repeated itself. So instead of just letting me study for 5 minutes, we had to have that long, drawn out, at least 20 minutes, if not 30-minute fight. And the only reason that I am actually thinking about highlighting this on my YouTube page right now is because, as per usual, people will accuse me of manipulating the fact that I'm the one with the camera and that I can remain well behaved because I know I'm recording, and that's not really. I mean, people have said that to me, and it's like, really? it's like if, I swear to God, if I had a video of someone shooting me to death, someone would blame me and say I somehow provoked it. You know, it has to be a curse. It has to be a curse. And while I'm at it, I might just say, fuck you, Robin Bowles, also.